A buffer is a solution which resists changes in pH when acid or alkali is added to it. In a sense, a buffer is an acid or base shock absorber. Chemically, buffer is a solution containing either a weak acid and its salt or a weak base and its salt, which is resistant to changes in pH. As they can neutralize small quantities of additional acid or base, buffers are used to maintain a stable pH value in a wide variety of chemical applications. In nature, there are many systems that use buffering for pH regulation. Now, what are buffers? A buffer is an aqueous solution of either a weak acid and its conjugate base or a solution of weak base and its conjugate acid. The most common buffers consist of approximately an equal molar amounts of a weak acid and a salt of that weak acid, or alternatively a weak base and a salt of that weak base. For example, if we dissolve 1.0 mole of acetic acid, which is a weak acid, and 1.0 mole of its conjugate base in the form of sodium acetate in 1 liter of water, we have a good buffer solution. The equilibrium present in this buffer solution is represented as. Now, how do buffers work? A buffer resists a drastic change in pH upon the addition of small quantities of acid or base. To understand this, we will use an acetic acid sodium acetate buffer as an example. If a strong acid such as HCl is added to this buffer solution, the added hydronium ions react with acetate ions and are removed from solution. There is a slight increase in the concentration of acetic acid as well as slight decrease in the concentration of acetate ions, but there is no appreciable change in pH. We say that this solution is buffered because it resists a change in pH upon the addition of small quantities of a strong acid. If NaOH or another strong base is added to this buffer solution, the added OH ions react with acetic acid molecules and are removed from the solution. Here, there is a slight decrease in the concentration of acetic acid as well as slight increase in the concentration of acetate ions. But again, there is no appreciable change in pH. The effect of a buffer can be quite powerful. Addition of either dilute HCl or NaOH to pure water, for example, causes a dramatic change in pH. This picture shows the addition of hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide to pure water. A. The pH of pure water is 7.0. B. The addition of 1 ml of concentrated HCl to 1 liter of pure water may cause the pH to decrease up to 2.0. C. The addition of 1 ml of concentrated sodium hydroxide to 1 liter of pure water may cause the pH to increase up to 12.0. When HCl or NaOH is added to a phosphate buffer, the results are quite different. Suppose if we add 1 ml of concentrated HCl to 1 liter of 0.1 molar phosphate buffer of pH 7.2 solution, the pH decreases to only 7.12. If we add 1 ml of concentrated NaOH, the pH increases only to 7.30. Now coming to pH and pKa values. pH is a measure of the concentration of hydrogen ions in an aqueous solution, whereas pKa or acid dissociation constant is related but more specific in that it helps us in predicting what a molecule will do at a specific pH. Essentially, pKa tells us what a pH needs to be in order for a chemical species to donate or accept a proton. So by definition, pKa is the negative base 10 logarithm of the acid dissociation constant of a solution. that is pKa is equal to minus log 10 of Ka. The lower the pKa value, the stronger the acid. In other words, the lower the pH, the higher the concentration of hydrogen ions, or the lower the pKa, the stronger the acid and the greater its ability to donate protons. Now coming to relating pH and pKa with the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. If we know either pH or pKa, then we can solve for the other values using an approximation called the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. That is, pH is equal to pKa plus log of conjugate base by weak acid, or pH is equal to pKa plus log of A divided by HA, or pH is the sum of the pKa value and the log of the concentration of the conjugate base divided by the concentration of the weak acid. Now some common buffers. As stated, buffers are useful over specific pH ranges. For example, here is a pH range of common buffering agents. Citric acid buffer pKa 3.13, 4.76, 6.40 and pH range is 2.1 to 7.4. Acetic acid buffer pKa 4.8, pH range is 3.8 to 5.8. Potassium hydrogen phosphate buffer pKa 7.2, pH range 6.2 to 8.2. Borate buffer pKa 9.24, pH range 8.25 to 10.25. Tris buffer pKa 8.07, pH range 7.0 to 9.0. When a buffer solution is prepared, the pH of the solution is adjusted to get it within the correct effective range. Typically, a strong acid such as hydrochloric acid is added to lower the pH of the acidic buffers, while a strong base such as sodium hydroxide solution is added to raise the pH of alkaline buffers. Coming to buffer capacity. For a given buffer solution, there is a working pH range and a set amount of acid or base that can be neutralized before the pH will change. The amount of acid or base that can be added to a buffer before changing its pH is called its buffering capacity. That is, buffer capacity is the amount of hydronium or hydroxide ions that a buffer can absorb without a significant change in its pH. We have already mentioned that a pH buffer is an acid-base shock absorber. We now ask, what makes one solution a better acid-base shock absorber than another solution? The nature of the buffer capacity of a pH buffer depends on both its pH relative to its pKa and its concentration. pH. The closer the pH of the buffer is to the pKa of the weak acid, the more the buffer capacity, meaning the buffer can resist a pH change with added acid or added base. Concentration. The greater the concentration of the weak acid and its conjugate base, the greater the buffer capacity. An effective buffer has a pH equal to the pKa of the weak acid. For acetic acid, for example, the pKa is 4.75. Therefore, a solution of acetic acid and sodium acetate functions as an effective buffer within the pH range of approximately 3.75 to 5.75. When the pH of the buffer solution is equal to the pKa of the conjugate acid, the solution will have equal capacity with respect to additions of either acid or base. If the pH of the buffer is below the pKa, the capacity will be greater towards addition of base. When the pH is above the pKa, the acid buffer capacity will be greater than the base buffer capacity. Buffer capacity also depends on concentration. The greater the concentration of the weak acid and its conjugate base, the greater is the buffer capacity. We could make a buffer solution by dissolving 1 mole each of sodium acetate and acetic acid in 1 liter of water, or we could use only 0.10 mole of each. Both solutions have the same pH of 4.75. However, the former has a buffer capacity 10 times that of the latter. Now coming to preparations of phosphate buffer. A phosphate buffer solution is a handy buffer to have around, especially for biological applications. Because phosphoric acid has multiple dissociation constant, we can prepare phosphate buffers near any of the 3 pH, which are at 2.15, 6.86 and 12.32. This buffer is most commonly prepared at pH 7 using monosodium phosphate and its conjugate base disodium phosphate. Coming to phosphate buffer materials: monosodium phosphate, disodium phosphate, water, HCl and NaOH for adjustment of pH, pH meter, glassware, hot plates with stirring bar. First, decide on the concentration of the buffer. Most buffers are used at a concentration between 0.1 molar and 10 molar. If we make a concentrated buffer solution, we can dilute it as needed. Second, decide on the pH of our buffer. This pH should be within 1 pH unit from the pKa of the acid conjugate base. So, we can prepare a buffer at pH 2, pH 7 or at pH 9. Third, using the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, we can calculate how much acid and base we need. Fourth, we can prepare the solution by mixing an appropriate amount of monosodium phosphate and disodium phosphate in a little less than 1 liter of water. 5. Check the pH using a pH meter and adjust the pH as necessary using hydrochloric acid or sodium hydroxide. 6. Once we have reached the desired pH, add water to bring the total volume of phosphoric acid buffer to 1 liter. 7. If you prepare this buffer as a stock solution, you can dilute it to make up buffers at other concentrations such as 0.5 molar or 0.1 molar. Coming to advantages and disadvantages of phosphate buffers. The two key advantages of phosphate buffers are that phosphate is highly soluble in water and that it has an extremely high buffering capacity. However, this may be offset by certain disadvantages in some situations. Phosphates inhibit enzymatic reactions. Phosphate precipitates in ethanol, so it can't be used in preparation to precipitate DNA or RNA. How to make tris buffer solution, that is tris hydroxymethyl aminomethane. Tris has a pKa of 8.1, so tris buffer is made at pH 7 to pH 9. We can prepare this buffer at any concentration and any volume and use it to prevent large swings in pH of the solution. Tris buffer materials are tris powder, hydrochloric acid, distilled water, pH meter, glassware. Now coming to procedure for making tris buffer. First, we need to determine what concentration or molarity and volume of tris buffer. Once we have decided what we are making, calculate the number of moles of tris that are required by multiplying the molar concentration of buffer by the volume of buffer being made. Moles of tris is equal to mole per liter into liter. Next, determine how many grams of tris. This is done by multiplying the number of moles by the molecular weight of tris, that is 121.14 gram per mole. So, grams of tris is equal to moles into 121.14 gram per mole. Dissolve the tris into distilled deionized water, and water should be about half of our desired final volume. Add HCl, for example 1 molar HCl, until the pH meter gives us the desired pH for our tris buffer solution. Dilute the buffer with water to reach the desired final volume of solution. Similarly, we can also prepare other buffers like acetate buffer, borate buffer, etc. Coming to conclusion, buffers play an important role in all aspects of biological studies, and thus knowing about the buffers and buffer capacity become mandatory for each and every student of biology right from +2 standards. By buffer, we mean any solution which can resist the change in pH on addition of acid or bases. The amount of acid or base that can be added to a buffer before changing its pH is called its buffer capacity. pKa is also an important parameter for the measurement of capacity of a buffer. The lower the pKa value, the stronger the acid. Most commonly used buffer in biochemistry are phosphate buffers, acetate buffers, tris buffers, etc. These buffers have their own advantages as well as disadvantages in using biological experiments. Thank you.